Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Margo, and with me is Abhijit Loreng with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with Google CEO Sundar Pichai on leveraging power of technology to transform lives of India's farmers, youngsters and entrepreneurs. Issues of data security and cyber safety also discussed. Google announces investment of 75,000 crore rupees in India to boost the country's digital economy. India and China to hold core commander-level talks tomorrow at Tresol in eastern Ladakh. Two key accused in Kerala gold smuggling case sent to 8-day NIA custody, and girls outshine boys once again in Class 12 CBSE examination results. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today interacted with Google Chief Executive Officer Sundar Pichai on a wide range of subjects, particularly leveraging the power of technology to transform the lives of India's farmers, youngsters and entrepreneurs. During his interaction with Google's CEO through video conferencing, the Prime Minister also spoke about the recent steps taken by the government towards reforming agriculture and creating new job opportunities. The Prime Minister said that Indians are adjusting to and adopting technology at a rapid pace. He remarked that India is among the most open economies in the world. The Prime Minister explored the idea of virtual labs that can be used by students as well as farmers. Discussing the issue of data security and cyber safety, he said tech companies need to put in efforts to bridge the trust deficit. During the interaction, technological solutions to expand the scope of online education, access to technology in native language, use of augmented reality and virtual reality to give a stadium-like viewing experience in sports, and progress in the area of digital payments were also discussed. The Prime Minister said he was delighted to know more about the efforts of Google in several sectors, be it in education, learning, digital payments and more. Sundar Pichai briefed the Prime Minister about new products and initiatives of Google in India. He mentioned the launch of Artificial Intelligence Research Lab in Bengaluru while highlighting the benefits of Google's flood forecasting efforts. Mr. Pichai also briefed about the efforts undertaken by Google in spreading awareness and providing reliable information about COVID-19. He said a strong step of lockdown initiated by the Prime Minister set up a very strong foundation of India's battle against the pandemic. Mr. Modi appreciated the proactive role played by Google in battling misinformation and conveying information about the necessary precautions. Google Chief Executive Officer Sundar Pichai today announced an investment of 75,000 crore rupees in India through Google for India Digitization Fund to help accelerate country's digital economy. Addressing the 6th annual edition of the Google for India virtual event, Mr. Pichai said the fund would be used over the next 5 to 7 years through equity investments and tie-ups. The tech giant asserted that the latest move is a reflection of the company's confidence in the future of India and its digital economy. He said the investments will focus on 4 key areas of India's digitization.
Investments will focus on 4 areas important to India's digitization. First, enabling affordable access and information to every Indian in their own language. Second, building new products and services that are deeply relevant to India's unique needs. Third, empowering businesses as they continue or embark on their digital transformation. Fourth, leveraging technology and AI for social good in areas like health, education, and agriculture. As we make these investments, we look forward to working alongside the Indian government as well as Indian businesses, all sizes, to realize a shared vision for a digital India.
Speaking at the Google for India event through video conferencing, Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad said digital transformation powered by Digital India is filling the digital divide and allowing innovation in the country.
the way Indian digital products from digital payment to Jam Trinity Jandar Aadhaar Mobile to direct benefit transfer sending billions of dollars and saving billions of dollars from being appropriated by fictitious claimants. All this is changing the digital narrative of India of digital inclusion. From Aadhaar to UPI to GSTN to Ayushman Bharat, all are operating on digital platforms developed by homegrown innovative technology by Indians. With this benchmark of success, India's moment has arrived.
The minister said, Digital India is transforming the lives of Indians through the power of technology, and Digital India is changing the villages of India. Mr. Ravi Shankar appreciated the efforts of Google to make a huge investment in promoting innovation, information, and digital awakening in India.
Google is making a huge investment in the Google India Digitization Fund. This becomes the most defining moment. Google is rising to the occasion by trying to invest a fairly substantial amount in Indian Digital Transformative Fund.
India today handed over outdoor fitness equipment for 61 islands across Maldives under a cash grant of $8 million. The equipments were formally handed over by the Indian High Commissioner to Maldives, Sanjay Sudhir, in a ceremony at Malé. Speaking at the program, he said the installation of equipments would involve participation of all 61 island councils and further strengthen the idea of decentralization and a cherished ideal for President Ibrahim Solis' government. The High Commissioner said India is happy to partner with Maldives authorities to realize the project. There are several important projects being implemented under this grant assistance, and the Fenhe Goidu student ferry was formally handed over last week. Several other projects are lined up for inauguration in the coming days. Corps Commander level talks between India and China will be held tomorrow at Tresol in eastern Ladakh. Our correspondent, quoting official sources, reports that the talks will focus mainly on the second phase of this engagement along the line of actual control. China has already pulled back its troops from several friction points. The Chinese army also reduced its presence in the ridgeline of Finger 4 in the last 1 week.
Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narwane today visited the forward areas in the Jammu Pathankot region to review the security situation and operational preparedness of troops deployed along the border with Pakistan. The Army Chief was briefed on the operational preparedness, upgradation of security infrastructure, and the internal security matters. He interacted with the field formation commanders and troops on ground during his visit. General Narwane reinstated zero tolerance against the ceasefire violations by Pakistan and infiltration attempts by terrorists. He further highlighted that all agencies of the services and government are working together relentlessly and will continue to do the same to defeat the nefarious design of proxy war being fueled by the adversaries. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were killed in an encounter with security forces in Anantnag district this morning. The police said a joint team of security forces laid a cordon and search operation in Sri Gufwara village of the district on the basis of a specific intelligence input. As the team approached the suspected spot, the hiding terrorists fired upon them, triggering off an encounter in which 2 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists were killed. Police said one of the terrorists has been identified as Nasir alias Bazbai, who was a Pakistani resident, whereas the identification of the other terrorist is being ascertained. 2 AK-47 rifles and incriminating materials have also been recovered from their possession.
A special court in Kochi today sent the 2 key accused in the Kerala gold smuggling case, Swapna Suresh and Sandeep Nair, to 8-day NIA custody till the 21st of this month. The National Investigation Agency NIA submitted in the court that the accused forged the seal and emblem of the UAE embassy to commit the crime. It informed the court that the smuggled gold was not being used for jewelry but to finance terror activities. The gang was engaged in gold smuggling from 2019 onwards. NIA registered an FIR under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act in this case. Besides Swapna Suresh and Sandeep Nair, the FIR named Sarat PS and Fazil Farid as accused. Yesterday, the court remanded Swapna Suresh and Sandeep Nair to judicial custody. They were taken into custody by the NIA on Saturday in Bengaluru. Both were brought to Kochi from Bengaluru by the NIA yesterday.
In Rajasthan, the Congress Legislature Party, CLP, has passed a resolution supporting the Ashok Gehlot-led government. The Congress Legislative Party meeting was held at Jaipur this afternoon amid differences in the state government. The Ashok Gehlot-led Congress government plunged into a crisis after Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot declared an open rebellion. Mr. Pilot had claimed that the Gehlot government has been reduced to a minority as over 30 Congress MLAs are supporting him. The CLP today demanded strict disciplinary action against the members of the party who are involved in anti-party activities. Apart from Congress, MLAs from CPIM, Bharatiya Tribal Party and RLD also attended the meeting. The Congress has claimed that the government has an absolute majority and will complete its 5-year term. Our correspondent has the details.
By showcasing the support of more than 101 MLAs, which is the magical figure in Rajasthan Assembly, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot claimed that the Congress government is safe and stable. On the other hand, Sachin Pilot is also talking about having the support of more than 24 MLAs, including some senior leaders. In such a situation, the Gehlot government, though safe at the moment, is not taking any chances and has shifted all its supporting MLAs to a hotel amid tight security. This is believed to be the reason for the soft stance of Congress towards Sachin Pilot. Despite Pilot's rebellion, Congress has yet not taken any action against him. Overall, all eyes are now on Sachin Pilot, who has not made his stance official as yet. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Meanwhile, State BJP President Satish Punia has told the media that the party is keeping an eye on the entire development and the top leadership will take appropriate decisions when needed. On the other hand, the Bharatiya Tribal Party has directed both its MLAs to remain neutral. Party President Hamesh Bhai Vasawa has said in his letter that in case of floor test, both MLAs will not support either the BJP or the Congress. He said that disciplinary action will be taken if they violate the whip.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with Google CEO Sundar Pichai on leveraging power of technology to transform lives of India's farmers, youngsters and entrepreneurs. Issues of data security and cyber safety also discussed. Google announces investment of 75,000 crore rupees in India to boost the country's digital economy. India and China to hold co-commander level talks tomorrow at Tresol in eastern Ladakh. 2 key accused in the Kerala gold smuggling case sent to 8-day NIA custody, and girls outshine boys once again in the Class 12 CBSE examination results. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chaired a meeting to review the implementation of insurance scheme for health workers fighting COVID-19 announced under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package through video conferencing today. The meeting was attended by senior officials from Department of Financial Services, Health Ministry and New India Assurance Company Limited. Of the 147 intimations received till date, claim documents have been submitted for 87. Out of this, 15 have been paid, 4 approved for payment, while 13 are under examination. Further, a total of 55 claims have been found ineligible, out of which 35 claims fall outside the scope of the cover, like police personnel, municipal workers not related to hospitals, people from education and revenue departments. Another 20 claims submitted had the cause of death other than COVID-19, like cardiac arrest.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chaired a meeting to review the implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana PMFBY through video conferencing in New Delhi today. During the meeting, a presentation was made by the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare where the journey of PMFBY since Kharif 2016 as well as challenges encountered and the status of implementation for the current Kharif 2020 crop season were discussed. The Finance Minister highlighted the need for carrying out awareness activities to ensure dissemination of information among all farmers in view of the scheme becoming voluntary for all farmers. She also stressed on the need for states to release premium subsidy on time to ensure timely settlement of claims.
The Union Health Ministry has pushed for an increased expenditure on public health. In a meeting with the 15th Finance Commission, the Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today highlighted that the government aims at gradually increasing the public health expenditure to 2.5% of the nation's GDP by the year 2025. The minister asserted that the outlay for primary health expenditure will also be made nearly two-thirds of the total public health expenditure in the country. Reiterating the government's target of the National Health Policy 2017, Dr. Vardhan emphasized on the importance of increasing the state's health sector spending to nearly 8% of the total budget. The Health Ministry has also revised its requirement of around 4.9 lakh crores to 6.04 lakh crores in the light of the COVID pandemic. It has asked for additional resources for the states, which would be utilized for significant progress towards achievement of the National Health Policy targets.
The total number of recovered cases from coronavirus in the country today crossed the 5.5 lakh mark. The central government said a total of 5,53,471 people have been cured in the country so far. With this, the national recovery rate has reached 63.01%. 18,850 people have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. There are 19 states and union territories which have a higher recovery rate than the national average of recovery rate. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said a total of 28,701 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country within 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 8,78,254. This is the highest number of fresh cases recorded in one day since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic in India. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 3,01,609. In a single day, 500 deaths were reported, taking the nationwide toll to 23,174. With this, the case fatality rate has reached 2.63% in the country. Bengaluru-based VNIR Biotechnologies, a spin-off of Jawaharlal Nehru Centre for Advanced Scientific Research, has launched indigenous fluorescence probes and polymerase chain reaction PCR mix for RT-PCR detection of COVID-19. The molecular probes developed by VNIR Biotechnologies will be used in COVID-19 test kits in the country. The PCR-based test kit has three critical components: the oligos, enzymes and molecular probes. The molecular probes used in COVID-19 tests are currently only imported. VNIR has innovated synthesis protocols for molecular probes which will be useful for PCR-based COVID-19 testing. The company is in the process of filing for the protection of its process innovation.
In our series, Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. S. Rajeshwari, Department of Anesthesiology, AIMS, has advised people to stay at home and maintain hand hygiene.
We have seen that there is a severe shortage of ICU facilities in the most developed of countries. And in order that we do not face the same calamity in our country, it is vital that we do not stress the health system by becoming more sick and bringing more patients. And for this, I urge that you must stay at home and must maintain hand hygiene to reduce the number of patients coming into the hospital.
Dr. Purva Mathur, Professor Lab Medicine, AIMS, has said that social distancing is very important to check the spread of coronavirus.
The coronavirus spreads by droplets when a person coughs or sneezes. These droplets do not travel beyond 1 meter, and that is why it's important to maintain social distancing.
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program tonight, will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Sanjay Pandey of GB Pant Hospital will participate in the discussion. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, people are nowadays afraid of touching anything around them. To solve the problem, Imagineering Laboratory Department of IIT Kanpur has developed an ultraviolet sanitizing product named Shuddh. We have a report.
Smartphone-operated, handy, ultraviolet disinfection helper, that is Shuddh, has 6 UV lights of 15 watts each that can be individually monitored from a distance. Initial testing has proved that the device at its full operation can disinfect a 10 by 10 square feet room in about 15 minutes. The on-off, speed and location of the product can be controlled remotely using available smartphone while installing an Android application. Professor J. Ramkumar of the department said,
"We have developed an app. The UV light we have used is UVC. This is about 15 watts. Depending upon the requirements, the number of lights can be added. The angle of the lights can be negotiated to your requirements."
Shuddh can assist in killing the spread of coronavirus at the highly prone places such as hospitals, hotels, malls, offices and schools. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Jharkhand, a total of 1,345 COVID-19 cases have been registered in the month of July. The total number of coronavirus cases in the state has mounted to 3,788 so far. The death toll in the state has also doubled in the past 13 days after 18 people succumbed to the coronavirus infection. 2 more people lost their lives due to the viral infection today. Meanwhile, Bhavnathpur MLA has also tested positive for COVID-19. More from a correspondent.
The special trains Patna-Ranchi Jan Shatabdi Express and Tatanagar-Danapur Express coming from Bihar has been cancelled from today onwards until further orders as per the state government's request amid the growing number of COVID-19 cases detected among people coming from neighbouring states. The state borders have been manned to restrict people from other states to enter Jharkhand. Mandatory check of e-passes of vehicles is being done at entry points. With the growing number of cases, the recovery rate in the state has declined to 61%, while 9 deaths have also been registered in last 24 hours. DCs of all 24 districts of the state have been provided with the list of around 45,000 people aged more than 40 years for conducting COVID-19 tests on them. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
In Bihar, a fresh lockdown has been imposed in 2 districts of Sitamarhi and Lakhisarai for over a week and extended in 3 more districts of Nawada, Buxar and Supol due to an alarming rise in COVID-19 cases. With this, the lockdown is now continuing in 20 districts across the state. The lockdown has been extended in Nawada and Supol till the 15th of July, while it will continue in Buxar till the 17th of this month. Except essential services, all activities have been stopped in lockdown areas.
In Maharashtra, lockdown will be reimposed in Pune and Pimpri-Chinchwad region from midnight tonight till the 23rd of this month amid a rise in coronavirus cases. Latur district in Marathwada will also remain under lockdown from the 15th till the 30th of July in the wake of a surge in COVID-19 cases. More from a correspondent.
In Pune, the lockdown will be in 2 phases. In first phase, starting from midnight till 18th July, medical shops, dairies and hospitals will be allowed to remain open. In second phase, between 19th to 23rd July, apart from medical stores, dairies and hospitals, essential services will also be allowed. The sudden surge in cases of COVID-19 has prompted the district administration to reimpose lockdown in parts of Thane. In Thane city too, the lockdown has been extended till 19th July. After Mumbai, Thane and Pune have seen relentless increase in COVID-19 cases. Similarly, Latur district will also remain under lockdown from 15th to 30th July in the wake of rising COVID cases. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
World Health Organization Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus recently praised Dharavi in Mumbai, Asia's biggest slum, for containing the spread of the novel coronavirus. Here is a report on the success story of Dharavi, which is home to almost 10 lakh people, and how it succeeded in bending the curve of COVID-19 and setting a shining example to the world.
It was a concerted effort of various machineries that came together to win the battle against coronavirus in Dharavi. From police to doctors, nurses, paramedical staff, sanitation workers, Member of Parliament, MLA, state administration and municipal corporation, all of them came together under single umbrella with one goal, and that was to break the chain of virus. Acting swiftly, from the moment first case was detected, the police undertook several measures, right from making announcements on loudspeakers to maintain social distancing and keeping watch on the movement of people through advanced drone cameras. Social messaging app WhatsApp was also used to circulate the audio clip asking people to take precautions to prevent spread of the infection. These measures indeed helped in bringing down the density of population and putting less burden on the machinery. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has expressed concerns over the growing numbers of coronavirus cases in Bengaluru urban, Dakshina Kannada, Dharwad, Bellary, Udupi and Kalburgi districts. Addressing functionaries of all the districts through video conference today, he asked them to focus on reducing the fatality, especially in Bidar, which is among the top 5 districts in the country with the highest mortality rate. He asked them to hire on a contract basis the health workers in case of shortage. Along with Bengaluru urban and rural districts, the district administrations in Mangaluru and Dharwad today have decided to impose the lockdown from 1 week to 10 days. More from our correspondent.
Chief Minister has asked the district administration to tighten grip over containment zones, identify vulnerable sections of the society, ensure proper home quarantine, and help COVID patients to get necessary assistance including ambulance and hospital beds. He also asked them to take up rapid antigen tests in large numbers. Transport Minister Lakshman Sawadhi has said that there is exodus of people from Bengaluru before the lockdown commences tomorrow. Hence, for the convenience of such people, the Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation will run 1,600 buses till tomorrow. According to him, around 12,000 passengers moved out of Bengaluru till afternoon today. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Kerala continues to report a surge in coronavirus cases, with 449 new positive cases being confirmed today. The state also reported 2 deaths due to COVID-19, taking the death toll to 33. More from a correspondent.
Among the new cases, 144 persons contracted the disease through contact. Alappuzha is the worst state district with highest number of COVID cases. Meanwhile, the triple lockdown declared in severe containment zones in coastal regions of the state came into effect from today evening. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that special action plan has been prepared to prevent the disease transmission in coastal areas. There are 51 clusters in the state currently, including 2 large community clusters. He further said that the COVID preventive measures of Kerala has so far been very effective, as the state is able to reduce the death toll due to COVID to a larger extent, as the case fatality rate is very low at around 0.39%. Meanwhile, 162 persons recovered from the disease today in the state. Presently, 4,028 active COVID cases are there in Kerala. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
In Tamil Nadu, 72 of the COVID-19 infected police personnel in Chennai have returned to their duties after making a complete recovery. At a brief function held in the city today, the City Police Commissioner Mahesh Kumar Agarwal gave away commendation certificates to them. Meanwhile, the COVID-19 tally in Tamil Nadu has soared to over 1,42,000 after 4,328 people were confirmed positive today.
The girls have once again outshined boys in Class 12 CBSE examination results that were announced throughout the country today. Gender-wise, girls have outperformed boys with 92.15%, while the pass percentage of boys was 86.19%. The girls recorded 5.96% higher pass percentage than boys. The overall pass percentage in this examination stands at 88.78%. This year, the Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE has recorded an increase of 5.38% in pass percentage as compared to last year. Among the regions, Trivandrum recorded the highest pass percentage at 97.67%, while Patna was the lowest at 74.57%. The pass percentage of Delhi region stood at 94.39%.
In Assam, over 2,600 villages are reeling under the flood fury, while over 21 lakh people are affected in 27 districts of the state. More than 25,000 people are taking shelter at relief camps. Surging water has also disrupted road communications at several places in the state. Rescue and relief measures are being carried out. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal and Union Minister Rameshwar Teli visited the flood-hit Dibrugarh district today. Mr. Sonowal announced 3 new schemes amounting to 25 crore rupees to prevent soil erosion at Morai area. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will witness a minimum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius and maximum 38 degrees with generally cloudy sky with light rain. On the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 23 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be 37 degrees Celsius. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be 16 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be 31 degrees. The city will observe mainly clear skies, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 18 and 33 degrees Celsius, and thunderstorm and rain will also occur. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening.
And now, before we end the headlines once again, Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with Google CEO Sundar Pichai on leveraging power of technology to transform lives of India's farmers, youngsters and entrepreneurs. Issues of data security and cyber safety also discussed. Google announces investment of 75,000 crore rupees in India to boost country's digital economy. India and China to hold Corps Commander level talks tomorrow at Chushul in eastern Ladakh. 2 key accused in Kerala gold smuggling case sent to 8-day NIA custody and girls outshine boys once again in Class 12 CBSE examination results. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And that is all in the evening news. Good night.